morning, and welcome to another episode of Hard Factor. It is Friday, July 12th, and today, this is just going to be one giant news buffet of the best headlines we could find.
Get your
it's going to be
out.
great.
Yeah. It's all the good stuff.
Yeah, it would be like if you went... This would be like if you went to an actual buffet and all you ate was prime rib, mac and cheese, and egg rolls, and that's it. Because these are all winners. All winners in this lineup.
13 to 15% cash tip roll out of the restaurant.
You are not touching the salad bar today, boys and girls.
Yeah, 15%. That's big on a buffet. So
They'll give you the eye though if you don't do it. Yeah. You don't want the eye.
You're gonna grab $1 back before you go.
Because they're just gonna start contaminating all the dishes in the back. You're not gonna know which one's contaminated to get you next time. You know what I mean?
you got to grab the hottest dish. That's what I've found. You don't want the cold one that's covered in water.
Have, like, the
you don't want that one.
Like glass cups of water. It's like just so the glass is just the plastic is just so thick.
I don't know. It's a good point. I don't know. They have that Pizza Hut thickness.
Exactly.
Yeah, they got that thick.
Small.
We need to investigate. All right. So for this news buffet, the order is going to be Mark, me, and then Pat. 3 rounds. Let's eat. Take it away, Mark.
The element that I fear and respect the most, water, is fucking the state of Louisiana like it's a 14-year-old in Jeffrey Epstein's grotto. The key point in my analogy there is that it's happening again. One last tidbit about that sick fuck Epstein today is he had a bunch of weird naked dolls all over his house. Apparently, when they busted into his mansion, they just found a bunch of like a fake doll, human-sized woman hanging from a chandelier, and like a chessboard with human-sized women dressed in lingerie, and most importantly, a prosthetic set of breasts by his bathtub that he allegedly just fondled while bathing all the time.
It's like a stress ball.
Yeah, that guy just must be shooting dust at this point, right?
Wow.
Is that a rope shooting situation?
Yeah, not anymore.
No, not.
Yeah.
No, he has no ropes left because they're just all gone.
With a pair of silicone breasts to put at your desk if you get stressed out to squeeze them.
It's just like.
I mean, people would call the cops on you.
Anyways, I digress, and I apologize because the situation in Louisiana is extremely serious and sad, as widespread flooding from Tropical Storm Barry has caused massive flooding, and yesterday it forced evacuations. The Mississippi...
This is in New Orleans, right?
Basically all over Louisiana, but yeah, in New Orleans.
How long till the right-wingers call this Tropical Storm Barack?
Oh.
Just thinking out loud. Little
think so?
Because Barry.
Barry.
Barry. Oh, I see.
The Mississippi River is in its 258th day of a flood fight, said Governor John Bell Edwards yesterday. Like, Baton Rouge right now is getting 10 to 15 inches of water a day from this storm, and you don't want a big bitch like the Mississippi River tipping over. You do not. That's bad. Like, once that goes, it's bad.
Yeah, I really hope that they get off light because, like, I mean, even though Katrina was a long time ago, they're still really kind of just coming out of that hellhole that was recovering from Katrina. So it wouldn't be good to have the area get rocked again. And Baton Rouge flooded terribly just like 2 years ago.
5 or 6 years ago. Yeah. When I moved my wife in, there was massive flooding from a hurricane too, and we had to go divert 3 hours north. It couldn't go down that road that goes straight across the country, 10 or whatever. Yeah, I-10.
So
Hard Factor is definitely sending our thoughts to the people and pets in Louisiana. We hope everything calms down soon so that everyone can safely look forward to the fall days ahead where Drew Brees will be throwing 8 touchdowns a game, bringing his career total to infinity career touchdowns. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And Zion. The future is bright for New Orleans.
You dunk that water out of here.
Zion, save the city. All right. On Thursday, President Trump dropped the fight to put a citizenship question on the upcoming 2020 census, but at the same time, he ordered federal agencies to give the Commerce Department all records they have that are related to how many citizens and non-citizens live in the United States. So he drops the fight for the census question, but also tries to go after some data.
It's a big day for a lot of people, but it's the biggest day for the people that were printing the census actively. Well, there was a starting July 3rd.
Saved him a lot of rework, yeah.
He's like, we don't need the question. We're just going to find out how many tacos were sold.
No, the only place sweatier than the garage was the census printing garage today, waiting for Trump to announce whether or not.
Waiting for the determination. Yeah, Pat, you bring up a good point. Trump did not try to directly defy the Supreme Court with an executive order to add the immigration questions to the census, which I guess many people suspected that he would do. maybe similar to the travel bans, like when he did multiple versions of those.
The only people less likely to answer the census than me is illegal immigrants. I mean,
it's true.
They're not going to answer it.
Yeah, I mean, they're already not going to answer it.
How many people do you have in the house?
But
One.
then,
There's like 15.
Mark hates surveys. If I'm like, Mark, what did you do today? He'll tell me that. But if I throw a second question, like, what did you have for dinner? He shuts down.
I certainly didn't answer a survey.
I've already wondered about this. Like, do illegal immigrants answer the census already?
Probably.
Like, I mean, like,
no. Probably not.
Probably not. I wouldn't if I was. Anyways, everybody can sleep easy now. Census Gate 2019 has finally come to a close. We've made it, everybody. We're
All right, on
we're
the
alive.
subject of illegal aliens, ice, baby. If you are hearing this and you happen to be inside the walls of the United States and also happen to have come here illegally, you might want to listen up. This does not apply to you guys as you guys entered the country via your mother's respective American tunnels. But for the rest of you, the reason you might want to listen up to this is because a massive wave of immigration raids by ICE are scheduled for this weekend. So if you're documentally challenged, you might want to just stock up on milk and bread from the store and just lay low this Saturday and Sunday. If you hear a knock at the door, you might be tempted, but just don't answer it unless you're really itching to go back where you came from.
Yeah. I mean, but could you imagine, like, yes, certainly lay low if you think you're being hunted by the ICE raids, but can you imagine the pump-up rituals some of these ICE agents are doing, like, you know, Friday night, Saturday night, getting ready for the raids on Sunday? It's about to be on for these guys. It's like they're Super
back on the high school football team. They're living it again. It's been reported that the ICE agents are targeting at least 2,000 immigrants for deportation across 10 major cities and could also catch some immigrants who aren't the initial target. So if you're on the bubble, just play it safe this weekend and stick to hangs with your friends that are supposed to be here.
That sounds like a fun time for everyone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They're going to have the eye black going full effect.
These are the raids that Donald Trump promised via Twitter on June 17th, but then he delayed for 2 weeks at the behest of Democrats to see if there could be an agreed-upon bipartisan asylum plan, and you can guess what happened. Trump's initial tweet forecasted the removal of, quote, millions of illegal aliens who have illicitly found their way into the United States. And the removal of millions of illegals is going to be a challenge, but 2,000 this weekend is a really solid start. If they catch all them brown Pokemon this weekend, then that'll mean they'll just have to continue at this breakneck pace for 19 more years. And that's assuming no more of them get in.
I have a feeling they're willing to do it, Pat.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, these guys are ready.
Republican gubernatorial candidate. That's your favorite word, right, Pat?
I love it. Gubernatorial.
Yeah,
makes you sound smart even if you ain't educated, if you can say it right.
Republican gubernatorial candidate.
Nailed it.
Robert Foster is more afraid to be around women than Mike Pence. Larison Campbell, a female reporter in Foster's home state of Mississippi, claims that she wasn't allowed to shadow Foster without a male bodyguard witness present because her presence might lead to speculation about an affair between her and the irresistible Foster. Yeah.
I mean, guy just must be packing a 15-inch hog. That's clearly why he can't be around women, you know?
Mississippi governor. Yeah, he's irresistible.
How old is he?
He looks like he's in his 40s or 50s. Okay.
Nah, he's like late 30s, like giant nerd.
Colton Robinson.
Yeah. He looks like the Eric Swalwell of Mississippi.
Certainly soon to be. Colton Robinson.
Like a loser?
Not Robinson. Robinson. No N. Foster's campaign director offered Campbell an opportunity to follow the candidate as a journalist, but said she would need a male colleague accompanying her, according to Campbell at least. She claimed that the potentially soon-to-be governor said, "Perception is everything. We are so close to the primary. If someone were to get a picture with me and you together and put a mailer out, we wouldn't have time to dispute it, and I'm so goddamn irresistible."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They just sound...
What a fucking prick. I mean, like... How the fuck would the world operate if every man had this policy? Could you imagine? You can't go to fucking work without your wife with you. This is just the most cockamamie shit. Mike Pence and this guy, how the fuck are they elected officials?
This guy
is
lives
insane.
This guy lives like I do, like the 10 like most cocky seconds of my month where I'm like, oh, I'm hot stuff.
Hold on. Maybe he just knows something we don't.
That's his permanent perspective.
Mark just catches that one angle, but maybe this guy just knows how horny he is and knows how horny she is.
No, I think I'll get to some answers here. Let me take it to the internet, even though it's a news buffet. I'm going to take it to the internet where candidate Foster had this to say. "Before our decision to run, my wife and I made a commitment to follow the Billy Graham rule.
God.
which is to avoid any situation that may evoke suspicion or compromise of our marriage. I am.
Is it also to like rob millions of dollars from poor people who think that you're like somehow making their lives better?
Billy Graham. They went on to say, I am sorry, Mrs. Campbell doesn't share these views, but my decision was out of respect of my wife, who I don't respect. Billy Graham, famous evangelist, was caught on the Nixon tapes telling then-President Richard Nixon that the Jews had a stranglehold on the media, but if Nixon was reelected president, they might be able to do something about that. Billy Graham had a firm stance that the role of a woman was to be a wife, mother, and homemaker only, and his daughter Bunny reported that he denied her and her sister an opportunity to become professionals and instead groomed them to be homemakers only. And in 1993, Billy Graham said that
he also named her Bunny.
In 1993, good point. Billy Graham said that he thought AIDS might be a judgment from God on homosexuals. So the 2019 governor of Mississippi, candidate Robert Foster, is making important life decisions based off how Billy Graham did things. That's awesome.
Sign me up. Sign me up.
Yeah.
Hey, Bunny. Hey, Bunny, what you doing, Bunny? You hopping? You hopping right to that kitchen?
God's going to kill all you queers.
Mm-hmm. It'll show you for being queer.
Oh, God. Let's go to the next one. Jesus Christ.
Will, that's you. That's you.
Oh, is it me? I'm just so disgusted I can't even think. All right. Next up, Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell announced on Thursday that they will be cutting interest rates. And it sent the stock market on a tear with the Dow closing over 27,000 for the first time ever. I have no idea what that means. But it's good,
How does it affect Bitcoin? Do we know? Do we know anything on Bitcoin?
I have no idea how the Fed affects Bitcoin. But the Fed, which is a private bank that somehow owns our government, told Congress that they'd be willing to cut interest rates to boost the U.S. economy as we go through trade wars and all the other things that people fear are going to send us spiraling back into a recession. And I watched that documentary Zeitgeist one time.
Did not.
And
you
apparently
I did too.
the Fed...
On like YouTube.
Yeah, the Fed is run by evil aliens. You remember that? So that's not good.
Yeah, they've got 3
right,
points.
So
one
that's
of them
not good.
I am so glad Wes is off this week.
Yeah. Right. So that's not a good thing. But I'll take an interest rate cut any day because Papa needs some new low-rate credit cards to get back into debt. You know what I mean?
Well, wasn't it like the lizard people of Planet Narubu? Yeah.
I believe so. That run the Fed. Yes.
Yeah. Call me old-fashioned, but before I leave the house, I always check to make sure I have the essentials: my phone, my wallet, and my keys.
Yep.
But for free spirit Stephen Jennings of Guthrie, Oklahoma, that combo is old hat. For a man like Stephen, the essentials are a little different.
What's he got?
Well, this we know because when Jennings was pulled over for driving a stolen vehicle back on June 25th, officers discovered an open bottle of Kentucky whiskey.
Nice. That's so far so good.
A terrarium containing a live timber rattlesnake.
Okay.
And, of course, the element uranium, or the Holy Trinity.
Where did he get uranium?
That's very American. He's got atomic power, whiskey, and a rattlesnake.
180 miles to where? Per hour, like he's driving. He's driving so fast.
To the center of America.
I'm driving right off this flat earth.
Also in the car was his lady, Rachel Rivera, and a firearm. The two were arrested with Jennings being charged with...
right to bear arms. Mm-hmm. Second Amendment, please.
Snake was armed too.
Jennings did say when he got pulled over, there's a firearm in the car, but that's the least of your worries.
No shit.
So Jennings was charged with possession of a stolen vehicle, transporting an open container of liquor, operating a vehicle with a suspended license, and failure to carry a security verification form, and it was 11 a.m.
Wait, the security form was for the uranium?
11 a.m.
No. The uranium hasn't resulted in any charges because Guthrie police are still trying to figure out.
They don't know how to figure that out?
Yeah, exactly what the suspects were going to use it for.
This guy was just giving himself cancer, apparently. He's just rocking uranium in his pockets.
The best part is because Jennings had a lifelong valid hunting and fishing license, possession of the rattlesnake was also not illegal.
He's got like a super soaker full of uranium he's shooting at people?
Yeah. 11
he had it covered.
He's Hyrukining people?
Where is he going? Not to work.
No.
Oh, he works. He's got a specific type of job.
He definitely said going to the office, though, before he left.
Please investigate this guy's friends and family. Where did he get the uranium from?
It was powdered uranium.
Jesus. Oh, is it my turn?
That's you, baby.
All right. Computer scientists have developed a card-playing bot called Pluribus recently, and Pluribus just beat the fucking brakes off of 6 of the world's best poker players.
Damn.
In a series of contests, Pluribus handily defeated its professional human opponents at a level the research described as superhuman.
Well,
Yet,
A series. So it crushed them.
Researchers, superhuman is exactly the term. Superior to humans.
Yeah, this machine's robot-like.
If the IBM machine Blue Bitch or Into the Big Blue or Blue Machine, whatever that was called, beat the best chess players in 1996, what the fuck do you think it was going to do 20 years later to people that chose to play poker professionally?
The computer was flicking these guys off as it was taking their
I'm
money.
not surprised, but I'm kind of surprised because chess, you can see all the pieces on the board. It's a mathematical equation.
No,
What? No way.
Chess
No.
is infinity
What?
times more complicated than poker. Infinity times.
But there's a game of chance. There's an element of chance in poker.
There's absolutely no comparison to chess and poker.
No, there's elements of guessing
But
which
the
cards are
important
left
here,
in the
Pat, is
deck.
There's one thing you can compare. The AI beat the shit out of the best humans at both games.
Sure, of course.
Can we please stop developing this goddamn sentient AI? What, we're going to teach it emotions soon? The fucking assholes at Boston Dynamics are just literally opening up Pandora's box. AI who doesn't give a shit about carbon or high temperatures or recycling will do just fine ruling the world in 100 years or less. Can we knock it off?
Do you know when I bought...
No, Mark. You just got to be the first guy to get the AI
Honestly,
implant.
my only hope is that AI likes cats, so they leave me alone because I've been nice to cats and I own cats. That's my only hope.
You just got to have enough money to get a good implant up
I just
front.
hope the AI eliminates me swiftly.
I remember when I saw...
I don't want to be a slave.
the first firearm I ever bought was right after I saw that video of that robot playing jazz.
Why are we fucking with what we don't know that's way smarter than us?
He's playing jazz.
You think guns are going to save you
I didn't
from
know what to
robots?
do,
The
Will.
I don't
robots
know.
will turn the guns against you, dumbass.
He was playing improvisation.
No. The shotgun
improvisational music.
knows only
There
your
is nothing
finger,
that
and
will
that's
save
it.
us from AI.
All I could do was buy a gun.
Next
It's my
story,
only
I'm worked
option.
up. I could go on all day about this.
I think the shotgun at a close range is the only
To
chance.
your head. To your
A
own
single
head.
bullet's not stopping those robots. All right, I'm up. Let's see. My last story. Ooh, this is a good one. The House Judiciary Subcommittee on Crime, Terrorism, and Homeland Security debated marijuana reform on Wednesday, marking a good sign for federal weed legalization in general. Despite the optimism for legalization shared across both parties in Congress, federal Congress, that's a good thing, lawmakers did not have a consensus on the best approach, whether to give states the right to legalize it on their own, remove marijuana from Schedule 1 of the Controlled Substances Act, or just to fully legalize it federally. They don't know
at
which
least
way
they're
is the
talking
best.
about it.
There's also... Yeah, exactly. There's also disagreement about whether to include social and racial equity in marijuana laws, which some states have, some states haven't when they
Can you give
pass
some
this
context
stuff. But
on that, Will?
either way,
Like, so, how
What's
does
up?
social and racial equity come into context with marijuana laws?
so what they're saying is basically people who have been wrongly convicted, people who are behind bars. Are you going to expunge it federally or not? Leave it up to the states. That's the kind of stuff they couldn't agree on. But I hope they can come to an agreement soon because weed prohibition is just plain bullshit in general. So they need to flip it federally soon. Meanwhile,
Pop the clutch on that.
on Thursday,
Pop the fucking clutch.
Pop the clutch on that.
oh yeah, pop the clutch on the weed legalization. But meanwhile, on Thursday, authorities found 34 cannabis plants planted in the flower beds at the Vermont State Capitol. And there's good news, guys. Nobody died from the cannabis plants existing in plain sight in the public. Nobody was harmed by these 34 plants, and they're not pursuing any criminal
Do you know how much I
investigation.
would have paid
so.
to see Bernie be the guy that discovered those plants in his state's flower beds?
Bernie probably planted them, man, or Bernie staffer.
All right, guys.
What are these? I can't hear you. They're plants. What are these?
Are these legal? Who knows? In what is news to me, Instagram is available in Siberia. It's crazy, right? And well, that's good.
No, it's not.
And well, that's good for
No, people are going to Siberia, and then they're using their non-Siberian accounts to log into Instagram and taking pictures of Siberia. There's no way Instagram.
No, it's only China where Instagram's
Really?
not allowed.
yeah.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, I'm sure that Instagram's allowed in Russia, I think.
It's all like bearskin man _3.
Yeah, can't.
I follow a lot of Russian accounts, honestly.
Okay,
So, because I love
You love
Russians.
them?
All of them?
All right, well, I'm going to change
Yeah.
my
Some of them
story.
are pretty cool.
So, in what's news to me, Instagram's available in Siberia. Crazy. And, well, that's good for guys like Will, who like to creepily DM non-English speaking women in different hemispheres. It's posing a health risk for Siberian kids who are looking for sick Insta shots to represent their glam Siberian lifestyles. Yeah, one popular gram spot is Novosibirsk, Maldives, or it's a lake with a beautiful, bright turquoise-colored water. Yeah, it's guaranteed to get even the weakest influencer at least 100 likes. Also, cancer. That's
what?
That's because the lake is actually an artificial toxic waste dump. Yeah.
Can you blame these guys, though? How many turquoise lakes are there in Siberia?
None.
They're just glaciers.
One.
Just like icebergs and shit.
Just
Right.
one.
Right. The water's like
Look at
totally
this picture
brown.
of me almost getting killed by bear.
Yeah, the turquoise color is because it's used to dump ash from a nearby coal plant. One grammer posted a sick snap of him and his lady kissing in the middle of the lake on SUPs, stand-up paddleboards, with the captions, and this is in Russian, so I assume, "It's not dangerous to swim here," following his comment up with, "The next morning my legs turned slightly red and itched for about 2 days." And that's going to do it for Hard Factor. Thank you guys so much for listening. We really appreciate it. Hey, if you got a moment, maybe subscribe to our show if you haven't, and give us a rating on iTunes. It really helps spread the word. Tell a
Yep. And even can I add on something real quick? Sorry.
It's Friday. Pile it on.
Even if you hate us, subscribe to us anyways, because if you run out of internet one day, like on a road trip or in the airport or on the plane, then you have a bunch of episodes you can make fun of us. You got to
conserve the internet.
Absolutely.
You got to think about that. Like
Absolutely. If you hate us, please listen to us as you're driving to that lake in Siberia.
That's true. Also, follow us at Hard Factor News on Twitter and Instagram, at Hard Factor Pat, at Hard Factor Mark, at Hard Factor Will, and no one knows where at Hard Factor Wes is.
No.
And most importantly,
he went to Siberia.
he just shot me a text, all of us a text of his son watching Predator for the first time.
Wes is on a 10-day vacation to basically nowhere. He went nowhere cool.
He's just watching Predator in Virginia.
He took Christmas vacation in the summer. What a psychopath.
Hey, but showing his son
pretty
Predator
badass.
for the first time that's an
He's learning
accomplishment.
about Carl Weathers. He's learning about Bill Duke. He's learning about Arnold. He's learning about the Predator.
Hey,
I see you've been pushing pencils.
he's gonna hear a real hard F. He's gonna hear a real hard F from Jesse
man,
the Body.
That stuff will make you a sexual tyrannosaurus.
Slack-jawed Fs.
Have a great fucking day.
That's right.